What's up? I'm Anthony Johnson, and this is Journey with Me. I want to start off by taking the time to say thank you for anybody who checked out my first video. If you commented on it, you liked it, or you shared it, even if you just watched it, I really appreciate the love, so thank you for that. So last week was my introduction. This week, train has officially left the station, and the first stop is Destination Fear. Now I want to talk about fear, and I want to talk about what battles you might be losing to fear. And I'm going to start with myself. Now anybody who knows me, they know I've never really been a big fan of social media. Like, I never thought I had much use for it in my life. But what I realized is that it never was really about social media, but it was more so about my own personal fears. Now I've always been a pretty private person. And what social media does is it exposes you in a sense. And even if you get to control, right? We get to control what we put on social media, but it still gives people a certain level of access to our lives. So in order to be on social media, I really had to step outside of my comfort zone. And I heard something about that I really love, and it says it's okay to stay within your comfort zone as long as it continually expands. So as long as you continue to step outside of that and do things that are uncomfortable for you, the more comfortable with them you'll become. So it makes sense, right? And I don't think sometimes people realize or they understand how much value is in that, in stepping outside your comfort zone. Not only to yourself, but for the people around you and the people that are watching you. Like, I'd be willing to bet that there's somebody watching this right now or going to watch it that may know me or not, and they're going to say, man, he's really putting himself out there. Maybe I could do something that I've been wanting to do that I've been kind of afraid to venture off into. And do you understand how powerful that is? Like, by being willing to step outside your comfort zone, you can potentially change the course of someone else's life. Sometimes I don't think that we understand that our fear of stepping outside our comfort zones, how much it governs our lives or how much it can control us. Like, how many times, or when is the last time that you were interested in somebody, you wanted to talk to them, and fear turned you around? How many times have you woken up next to somebody that you didn't want to be with because you were afraid of starting over? Or you were afraid of what someone thought because they already thought your relationship was perfect and you didn't want to mess up that lie? How many times you said you were going back to school or going to start school, or you were going to leave that job that you hate to go on and try something new, but you were afraid of the unknown? You know, I really think we need to change our perspective, or some of us do need to change our perspective on the things that we are afraid of. Like, instead of being afraid of rejection, how about being afraid of wondering what if? Instead of being afraid of starting over and caring about what people think or the unknowns, how about being afraid of 10 years passing by and you ended up in the same spot you were 10 years ago? Now that's a scary thought. Imagine what your life could be like if you had the courage to face those fears. Just imagine. You know, I heard an interview with Maya Angelou, and she said courage is one of the most important virtues that a person could have. She may have even said it is the most important virtue. Because she said without courage, you can't practice any of the other virtues consistently. And I don't want you to mistake courage for being fearless. Some of the most confident people you know are afraid of something. Everybody's afraid of something. So courage is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of fear in doing it anyway. So what are you afraid of? What battles are you losing with fear? How could your life be different if you were a little more courageous? So I'm just urging everybody to go out, face your fears, be courageous. For all we know, we got one life to live. Live it to the fullest, be courageous, and I'll see you next week. Peace. Hey, thanks for coming by and checking out the video. But if you want to stay along for the journey, go ahead and stay connected. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AntJohnson02, and like the Facebook page at facebook.com/AntJohnson02, and I'll see you for the next stop on our journey. Peace.